All right. All right. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Audi, and I am your host, Audi. Last week, we discussed dividend reinvestment in some companies as we had in our stock portfolio. But let's go ahead and elaborate on what dividend reinvestment plan is, aka DRIP. Let's just take this analogy. We have a company, let's call it the Apple company. Not the Apple computer company that you guys know that sells the Apple products like the iPod and iPhones, but this company strictly produces apples. You know, those the red and green things that you were told that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now, this company decides to go public and it wants to raise capital so that it can actually fuel growth, so that it can go ahead and start creating these things that people love so much, apple pie. I don't really like them, but that's not what's important here. But they decided to issue some shares in the public market so that you can buy them. Let's just say they cost $1 a piece. Now, you, as a potential shareholder, you decide, oh, I like apples, and I think apple pie would be a pretty good investment for this company to grow into different apple products, not just apple pies, but other stuff. So you decide to take your $4 and buy 4 shares in this company at $1 a piece. This company, after it fuels its growth, it decided, okay, well, we have so much money that we have made, and we want to give some of this revenue to our shareholders in the term of dividends. This company decides to issue 5 cents per share, yes, 5 cents per share to shareholders. You, with your 4 shares, how much dividend would you receive at the end of a quarter for this particular company? Drop in the comments. And while you are down there, hit that like button and protect your fingers while you are smashing it. I don't want you guys to get injured. Dividend reinvestment plan or program is where they lock you into where your dividends are buying more shares in this company, which is fueling the growth for you, adding more money to this company for it to actually grow even faster, and your investment will increase over time. So dividend reinvestment, it has its pros and its cons. And I would say that I like it, but I also don't like it. And you will understand after you have seen what some of those pros are and some of those cons. So Robinhood offers dividend reinvestment. But most of the time, as you have seen on the last portfolio, is that when you reinvest a dividend, fractional shares will play a part in you purchasing more shares. But some brokers, for example Webull, they, as of current, don't offer a dividend reinvestment plan. But hold on, don't click out yet. I'm going to tell you a little secret at the end of what you can do to reinvest your dividends into the company. So without further ado, here are some of the pros of dividend reinvestment. 1, it's capital allocation for that company so that the money in terms of which it would pay you as a shareholder for dividend, you put it back into that company so that it can grow even faster than you using that money for something else. The second thing, it's a good way to help in terms of saving, because that money that was paid for you in terms of dividend, you are not tempted to use it once you are engaged in a dividend reinvestment plan, aka DRIP. The third one, you will dollar cost average over the time of your investment in this company. Dollar cost averaging is where your money over time, whether the stock price is up or it's down, is going to buy shares of the company. So at a longer period, it would average out to pretty much a good investment for you over time. And the fourth one that I would like to look at is the fact that it's a compounding effect over time. As I mentioned in the last episode, when your dividend buy you more shares, then those shares get you more dividends, which is a better payout, and then you can buy more shares with those new payout of dividends, so that continues over time, and you can see the compounding effect where a little starts to eventually get bigger and bigger, and eventually you realize that your money has done so much work for you over a period of time. So now, if those are the pros, how could there be anything wrong with this particular plan? Yes, there's always an upside and a downside no matter what it is you do in life. So the cons in regards to dividend reinvestment, DRIP, is that 1, you have no control. When I say control, is that whenever you are paid your dividends, you don't get to determine the price in which your dividend purchases the shares of their company. Get it? So that means that whenever you are paid those dividends, whatever the stock price is, that is the price that those dividends will buy new shares into this company. Second one, it's not suitable for short-term investment, because the fact is that if you don't plan on staying in this company long, then it makes no sense for you to reinvest your dividends into a company that you don't plan to hold for a long period of time. Third one, it reduces diversification. Diversification, it's like putting all your eggs in one basket. So of course, if you are investing in this one company and it's paying you money and you are buying more shares in this company, that means that most of your money in terms of dividends are going to the same company, so you cannot diversify it across different companies that you feel fit, that you would like to put your money into. And And the last one is that it doesn't produce a source of income because the dividends that you are paid are pretty much locked in to purchase new shares into this company. So instead of you using that income to do something else with it, then you cannot do so unless you get out of the dividend reinvestment plan. Then you can use that money to do something else. So for those who actually stayed to find out how it is that they can overcome in terms of different brokers that do not issue dividend reinvestment programs. The thing is, what I do in terms of my portfolio is that yes, there are some companies that I'm locked into the dividend reinvestment plan. For example, the real Apple company. I'm in their dividend reinvestment program, but there are some times where I have certain companies that do pay me dividends that when the share price drops the price that I would like to purchase it at, then I would deposit my own funds to purchase the shares of the company at the price that I deem it as a bargain for me in the market. So even though the platform may not necessarily issue dividend reinvestment, once you know how much dividend you are being paid, you can actually take that dividends and put it into that company yourself without necessarily being locked in for the dividend reinvestment plan. So dividend reinvestment is almost like do it and forget about it, because even if you forget to do it, it's going to be done for you. But the thing is that when you have to do it yourself, it forces you to actually keep a schedule for you to actually remember to purchase new shares of a company, which is why it is a good thing for you to do, which is also a bad thing because like I said, it doesn't give you control. But for me, I like to have control and also give a little bit of freedom for my time. So therefore, I use a mixture of both, where some companies that I'm invested in, if the stock price drops, then I would take my own money and purchase the shares, but also I would let the dividend reinvest into the company itself when it is paid to me as a shareholder. So it's a double dipping for me, but it does help me in terms of, making sure I get a bargain, but also making sure that I don't have to do as much work as possible. And sometimes I take the dividends out of one company and put them into another dividend paying company that I feel as though is more stable, or what we call blue chip companies, which are more stable and have shown their stability and their worth over time. But sometimes I take the money and I go ahead and buy an Apple. So thank you guys I hope this helped you guys in terms of knowing what a dividend reinvestment program is. If you do intend to partake in dividend reinvestment, there are some companies that actually do give you a discount. I cannot tell you which ones do it, and some brokers offer that discount as well, which is a pro for that aspect of it as well, but that will require you to do some work on your own. So thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with anybody that is potentially looking at investing in the stock market, and especially becoming a dividend investor. And I hope to see you all next week, where we will look at some of the key things as a dividend investor that you need to pay attention to when it comes to dividend paying stocks, which is going to help you in your journey, which I wish I knew when I first started. I've seen someone who actually been using this and it's doing way better than me when I first started. I'm like, oh my gosh, if only I had that kind of hand to hold when I was actually started. But you guys have me, so I hope you are utilizing me. And I don't say don't abuse me, but use me and making your journey as best as possible. So peace, love, enjoyment. Deuces, I'm Audi. See y'all next week. Swash.